Warpugs. The Grim Kleaper is going to show us how best to address the world of Fallout. In this, we're going to be sitting here paying very close attention to how he turns the entire Wasteland around, using methods that some would consider unsavory, and some would consider downright wrong. But the moral implications of these really shouldn't matter to you, or me, or to anybody else for that matter. Because the truth is, Warpugs, we are all bound together in this massive, ugly heap that we call life. And it is governed by several principles. And with the Grim Kleaper's help, we will discover how to enter true prosperity, because if he can improve a nuclear wasteland, can't we all improve our own lives? I'm just saying. Warpugs, sit back, relax. Grim Kleaper is going to take it from here, and he is going to discuss with us the finer points of making a nuclear wasteland, such as Fallout, a better place for everyone by eating our enemies. I guess, I don't know, but let's go.
Taxes, ethics, and exercising restraint when wielding nuclear weapons. Welcome
Come on now, nobody wants to do that. No.
to Fallout New Vegas, the story of one mailman too angry to die. We navigate a nuclear wasteland full of helpful people, lovable critters, plus of course, absolute Armageddon. And today we'll be completing New Vegas's most secret achievement, Meat of Champions, a special perk for those with exquisite taste. And who better to sample the finer things in Vegas than its most famous chef, Cannibal Ramsay.
Yeah!
Now, Fallout New Vegas is a game with dozens of hidden quests, locked interactions, and secret perks. The most special of which is Meat of Champions, a perk that massively boosts your stats every time you consume. Because to get it, you have to eat the leader of every major faction. Mr. House, visionary overseer of New Vegas. President Kimball, leader of the New California Republic. Caesar, autocratic ruler of the Legion. And lastly, notable Elvis impersonator, the King. But getting the achievement for it is easier said than done, requiring specific questline paths, copious drug addictions, and of course, actually getting to each leader without dying. Because the truth is,
the game was rigged from the start.
This guy's expression over here has always been the thing to disturb me more than anything. Because I don't know what he's seeing, but I'm pretty sure whatever drugs he's using to see it are illegal in every state in the US, as well as at least 140 countries.
But before we get into devouring half the nuclear wasteland in a human meat-induced fury, try Factor, the meal prep and delivery service, and the sponsor of today's video, where the motto is, we don't use human meat, and we're probably FDA certified. Factor doesn't freeze your meals, and their registered dietitians work hand in hand with chefs to ensure every meal is made from scratch. And as someone diagnosed with the illness known as sleepy and ulcerative colitis, their weekly menus of 27
Okay, so seriously, and this is just a serious thing, my brother has this. Has ulcerative colitis, and back then when he got it, nobody knew what it was. They have ways to control it now, but it was not pleasant for him in any way, shape, or form, because they just did not know what they were dealing with. They didn't know what it was. They had no clue, and I'm so glad they were able to get it taken care of. But a big part about that is his diet. His diet had to be correct, or else everything would go haywire. Anyway, shutting up. Guys, Factor. Let's go.
Plus meals and 33 plus add-ons great for tailoring your diet. So when I'm busy running my autocratic, authoritarian, oppressive, divine right regime, I know Factor has my back. You can customize exactly what meals you're sent, skip deliveries on weeks you don't want anything, and get 50% off with my code, Kleaper50. All a meal needs is a few minutes in the microwave or oven, then you're ready to absorb. Factor also offers Gourmet Plus meals, letting you add on to your plan whenever you're craving something special. So head to Factor75.com or click the link below and use code Kleaper50 to get 50% off your first Factor bowl.
Amazing.
And who knows what you might find. Excellent.
New.
Now, back to eating people.
Yay!
New Vegas begins like any normal Tuesday, with us waking up in a strange man's home. It's also where we create our character and meticulously craft our stats. Intelligence 1, Charisma 1, Strength 10, Luck 10. With the tutorial out of the way, we perform the new
Okay, that works.
Vegas ritual, stealing every single item from Doc Mitchell's house, pickpocketing his money, and satiating my unquenchable thirst. Heading outside, we're greeted with the grandness of the Arizona Mojave. Our main goal is to devour all 4 faction leaders, and our first target is Mr. House, who resides in the central city of New Vegas, whereas
Yay.
we start in Good Springs, meaning our first task is to actually travel to New Vegas. Naturally, to progress towards this, I spent 2 hours systematically stealing 248 pounds of tin cans, forks, and plates from every home in Good Springs,
There we go.
selling it at the general store, stealing everything else from the general store, and buying a shovel so I could dig up the entire cemetery for hard drugs. I also accepted the shooting
Okay then.
tutorial for a free gun and ammo, which I completed my way. We need a bit more equipment to make it to New Vegas, because we'll be taking a detour to get a specific companion. And the
Okay.
best way to get more stuff is to ask nicely. Why, hello, Diego. That's a nice 100 bottle caps you have. It's a good thing the trader is open at 2 in the morning.
Yes.
You looking to buy some supplies?
After visiting the bar and lifting every...
Look, I'm telling you what, if I lived in a nuclear wasteland, owned a shop, and somebody woke me up at 2 o'clock in the morning to buy, I don't know, some Radix, I'd be pissed. I'd be good and solidly pissed.
everything that wasn't nailed down, it was time to leave for New Vegas.
Okay.
I sold some final loot, trained myself in the ways of the Chinese military, and said goodbye to Easy Pete. Thus begins our adventure into the Wasteland and to the city of New Vegas. It's also where we make an important choice, coming to the first crossroads of the game. To the right is the city of Pren, and the longer but safer route to New Vegas. But to the left is the shorter path, blockaded by powder gangers, landmines, and a few other things. Naturally, we went left. Powder gangers are wasteland bandits, but they start neutral to our character. A neutrality which did not last long, giving us our first level up, so we could increase lockpicking and melee weapons, then get a new perk. We get perks every even level, so levels 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Because our goal is cannibalism, we need the actual cannibalism perk, which is at level 4. So to get more XP, the powder ganger camp is located quite literally next to us in an abandoned
He ate them all, didn't he? Delicious.
NCR prison, now full of hardened, explosive-toting criminals. I persuaded the guards to let me in, then had a nice chat with the people inside. Sure, they had guns, but I had my own weapon. 36 bottles of alcohol. I spent about an hour looting the entire complex, then headed back to the road. Over the horizon, the city was now visible, but still a great distance away. We stopped at a mining camp so we could pet Snuffles the mole rat, but while trying to help his injured leg, I slipped and fell into the workshop, obliterated someone from behind, and accidentally stole every single item in the building. But
it happens, guys. You can't judge them too harshly for that, okay? Every so often, you know, you trip, fall, and kleptomania.
Hey, level 4, along with the cannibal perk. Robbing the bunkhouse, then the workshop, then the safe, then the donation boxes. I visited the canteen to sell to their chef.
Let me ask you a question. What's the tastiest thing you've ever eaten?
Okay, now hear me out. Having now single-handedly driven a company into the ground, we still had one major problem directly ahead of us. And for those of you familiar with New Vegas...
Hold up. There are death claws all over the damn place north of here.
Death claws are somewhat problematic, being the scariest things in the entire game. But New Vegas gives the player character a special bonus to deal with them. It's called a brain. Well, seems we've reached an agreement. Now we can just stroll through and...
There we go.
Okay, new plan. I mean, if I go to the right side, I should be fine. What if I just... How about we... Maybe? You know what? I'm just gonna go for it and hope for the best. Which actually worked 5 quick saves later, meaning we had successfully navigated only one of the death claws. Which is fine, because we made it to Neil's shack. Neil is a friendly super mutant who gives us a side quest to scale up the mountain to the right. It's a bit of a detour, but it actually gets us one of the strongest melee weapons, plus the companion we want for the rest of the game. Essentially, a super mutant named Tabitha has gone completely insane, and has an army of invisible nightkin under her command. Despite my best attempts to communicate, we'd have to climb up the mountain to confront her. Sneaking around the super mutant patrols was easy, escaping the invisible nightkin building electric sledgehammers were less so, or it would
Right.
be if I wasn't strength 10 and possessed every drug known to man. Reputation is no match for a baseball bat. High strength even lets us equip
The Louisville Slugger is a mighty weapon that can be used for A random hair just flew in front of me.
their weapons, allowing us to fight the next batch of Nightkin. Not very well. Can't we just talk about this instead?
No.
Running headfirst into a rocket launcher was probably not a good plan. So instead, I sniped the wielder from a distance and
Yay!
mimicked Annabelle, their legendary
Oh.
rocket launcher. Here at the top of the mountain are a few compounds, the
Okay.
first of which is password protected. I'd have to hack the mainframe, disable the security, remotely wire the doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Inside the locked room is the one and only Raul.
Took you long enough. So can I go now? Name's Raul. Raul Alfonso Tejada.
A ghoul mechanic from before the Fallout War, and now our companion. Although as soon as we step outside, the Tabitha boss fight was mostly me climbing onto a tower, while Raul tanked multiple sledgehammers to the face. At low health, Tabitha ran straight to the camp in an attempt to escape. Unfortunately for her,
Oh,
the rest of
yeah.
Tabitha's mutants, along with this creature, and completing
No.
the quest leveled us to 5, then 6, so we could put more points into lockpicking, explosives, and melee weapons, plus
Cool.
get a perk for more damage.
Yay.
Getting Raul was also immensely helpful, so we could utilize his skill, carrying 250 pounds of silverware, and of course, so we could give him the drip. The other
Yay.
reason I wanted to complete this quest before going to New Vegas is Tabitha's weapon, the
Oh.
Super Sledge. For someone with strength 10 and a melee build, a rocket-powered sledgehammer is pretty good. Plus, we get to
Rocket-powered sledgehammer. The first time I ever heard of that in a game, I thought that that was one of the funniest things I'd ever heard about in my life. Because it's not just using a 10-pound sledge to obliterate your enemies. It's using a 20-pound sledge that's operated off of
loot Tabitha's entire supply warehouse.
Yay.
Full of extremely valuable
Gnome.
goods, several hundred pounds of useless garbage.
What can I do for you, boss? You sure you didn't take a blow to the head or something?
Either way, with Tabitha gone, the next step in getting to New Vegas is getting past those death claws.
Okay.
Fortunately, on the side of their nest is a barely glitchable ledge you could wiggle your way onto, allowing us to slowly shimmy past all of them. Although
Yay.
Raul, had to take the long way. But besides that minor hiccup, the remaining path to New Vegas is generally safe. Well, for me. By waiting an hour, Raul just magically reappeared. Assumedly, the Deathclaws got bored, beating his ass into sandpaper.
Yeah.
On the way to New Vegas, we did take a brief pit stop at the RepCon HQ, an abandoned science facility managed by its remaining robotic janitors. Robots who had no problem watching me pick the lock through their security system. On each floor, we need to pass a security
They are there for maintenance. They don't care about anything else, okay? So there's a reason for that.
security clearance check, or else. For the first and second floors, we just needed to tour the museum and grab a security badge so we could pretend to be an employee.
Hello,
Yes.
Mrs. Millet. I hope you have an excellent day at work today.
Strangely, none of the robots actually aggro no matter what you do, so
How may I serve you, master?
There we go. That
although
works.
for the third and final floor, we need a passcode, and
Cool.
our low intelligence gives us a special option.
Third floor access is for executives only. Please identify.
Ice cream!
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
It's an old meme, but it checks out.
Up here, we can find two Brotherhood of Steel Paladins, who are surprisingly light, and equipped with full power armor that we can't use. In New Vegas, you need the power armor training perk for equipping power armor, and
Okay.
companions can't wear faction apparel they don't affiliate with. So in this case, Raul can't wear Brotherhood of Steel armor. We
That
can
sucks.
and will get power armor at some point, but not right now. After
Okay.
jumping through a hole in the ground, we get to bypass several locked doors and terminals to access the armory, housing the unique Q35 Matter Modulator, a weapon that is mildly effective.
Yes, it's my own very own Q35 space modulator. Yes.
But finally, no more distractions, no more side quests, straight to the city we go.
Whee!
Traveling along the outskirts, we finally reach the gate to Freeside, the essential slums surrounding the main city. And of course, the first person who talked to me,
Looking for a fix, man? I got what you need.
Your common street corner in any major metropolitan these days.
Freeside is a lot like San Francisco. If you murder and loot someone in broad daylight, literally nobody cares.
Okay.
Getting mugged might be common, but not for me. Freeside is also home to one of our 4 targets, the Kings, or more specifically, the King. But we'll be dealing with him on our way out of New Vegas, because Mr. House is our first target. But all we need to do is walk right through this gate. For very clearly security reasons, the only people not allowed in New Vegas are the silly, goofy, poor. We need 2,000 caps, and I have just the plan to get them. And while I do that, I'd like to read to you how some other people solve problems in Fallout New Vegas, like the reviewer from PC Gamer. My advice: New Vegas is so skewed towards dialogue that you should put as much as you can into speechcraft and barter skills. The Wired says it's really about savoring every little detail and side quest until you've seen everything.
I think there's something going on in the background that alleviates this. I'm not sure what I'm seeing, though.
There is to see. Anonymous adds, I love that Obsidian really prioritized conflict avoidance in New Vegas. A story that's worth checking out, and New Vegas tries to vary things up for those who prefer a holstered weapon. Thanks, various games journalists. You always know what to do. After finding a lucky key on the ground, we can enter New Vegas.
Just luck. Don't worry about it.
Greeting us with,
Hey there, friend. A bit of advice. You look like you could use some protection.
Greeting us with a dizzying array of greasy casinos, epilepsy-inducing lights, and all walks of life indulging in debauchery to the extreme. Sprawled about are multitudes of quests, characters, and shops, but we're really here for 2 things. First, to get an item called the Platinum Chip, which we need to continue the main quest line to access our other targets. Second, we need to visit Mr. House, who lives atop the heavily fortified Lucky 38 casino with a small army of Securitron bodyguards. So for that reason, the Platinum Chip comes first. The chip is located at the Tops, a different casino run by Benny. And if he looks familiar, he should. As soon as we enter the Tops, we're forced to hand over all our weapons that they can find. So how's it going, Benny?
What in the goddamn?
We're also at the Tops for another very different reason. And it's one of the major benefits of having Luck 10, gambling. I don't even know how to play blackjack, and I'm just doubling down every hand and winning.
Looks like you hit a lucky streak there. Here, have a drink on the house and keep on playing.
There we go.
Just keep doing this forever. Banned from the casino.
You've taken us for a ride, and we want you out.
This isn't a country. You can't ban me from this. Okay, maybe you're willing to listen to reason. We don't want to do something that we'll regret. Okay? Okay.
There we go. My money's good anywhere. Yes. Ooh.
Welcome to
A lot of liquor.
the Tops. How can I help you? Thank you.
Well, we did get the Platinum Chip from Benny and his room key, because the other thing we need for the main quest line is on the 13th floor. We convinced Benny's goons to let us by so we could get into his private room. And in the very back, voila, meet Yes Man.
Hey! Hi there! Good to meet you. I'm a PDQ-88B Securitron, but you can call me Yes Man.
Nice.
I was programmed to be helpful and answer any questions I was asked. I guess nobody bothered to restrict who I answer questions for. That was probably pretty dumb, huh?
Yeah!
A reprogrammed Securitron designed to overthrow Mr. House. The reason Yes Man is important is because of President Kimball. This is because Kimball doesn't actually show up in New Vegas until Yes Man gives us a quest to meet him. Plus, the first quest for Yes Man is to kill Mr. House. And as soon as we exit the casino,
the eyes of the mighty Kaiser are upon you.
We meet Volpez, resident fanboy of the Legion and Caesar's personal Reddit admin. Now, when we aren't allying with the Legion, Volpez helps us in a different way by straight up doxing Caesar and giving us a free pass to his fort. But first, we do need to pay Mr. House a visit. So welcome to the Lucky 38, beacon of New Vegas and stronghold of Mr. House. While it is surrounded by Securitrons, because we hold the Platinum Chip, we have an invitation straight to the top, no questions asked. Unfortunately, Raul can't come with us, but Mr. House doesn't seem to realize just how many drugs I am on.
Do you really think I'm going to let an upstart come into my home and ransom my property to me?
I don't really think it's up to you at this point, my guy. I don't really think it's up to you. I think you have a bigger problem on your hands right now.
You needn't be afraid of me.
Ooh.
It's my Securitrons that are going to kill you.
Okay.
About 20 bottles of hard liquor later, and we're greeted by a series of password-protected terminals, which lead us into an underground bunker. As you might have realized, Mr. House is not a robot, but instead a cryogenically frozen human, or as we say in the cooking world, aged meat. By consuming some nice elderly wrinkles, that fulfills target number 1 of 4, leaving Caesar, President Kimball, and the next member of our menu, the King, located directly outside the city, a short walk away. But first we need to get Yes Man set up to replace Mr. House by returning to Benny's, which means we can't afford any more distractions whatsoever.
None. None at all whatsoever. I have no idea where this is going, but there can be no further distractions. No dancing girls, no casinos, no liquor. No rad roaches, no death claws, no flying penguins.
Is that another casino? All right, just...
The devil is a lie!
One spin and then we're done. I promise. See? I don't have a problem.
You do.
I'm fine. Anyways, returning to Yes Man, we can inform him we've successfully cannibalized Mr. House's body.
Yay! That's great news.
All right. Back to the Lucky 38, where Yes Man has an intimate moment with the computer mainframe. With this, we can upload the platinum chip to see its actual purpose. And through a demonstration in the basement, we find out that it allows Securitrons to use their upgraded weapons, rocket launchers.
Angry soldier robots with bazookas. I'm sure they'll be a good police force.
Now that our Securitrons could protect and serve, we can move on with Act 2 of the main questline, which is important because if we do everything right, we'll meet President Kimball. Act 2 is also the longest part of the game, requiring us to make contact with the 5 side factions of the Wasteland. First, the Brotherhood of Steel, who are basically furries, but for power armor. Second, the Boomers, a reclusive tribe located in the nearby airbase and known for their friendly greetings. Then third,
very friendly greetings. It's always nice when you hear the sounds of an approaching email from them.
The Great Khans. Fourth, the White Glove Society. And fifth, the Omertas. We've already met the Omertas, so that leaves 4, all of whom we need to meet to get to President Kimball. Although we do still need to collect the King, who lives within Freeside in a luxurious clubhouse for his gang.
I'm coming after you.
Now, getting into the club is easy. We just bribe someone 50 caps. No, the hard part is getting out. There are King's members all over the place, inside his private showroom, alongside his personal robot guard dog Rex. Then right out that door is another squad of King's members, and even if you make it past all them, immediately stepping foot outside aggro's over a dozen gang members from all sides. So preferably, we use stealth. Adjacent to the showroom is a long hallway with multiple rooms branching off, but the angle is such that no matter what, we're still detected, unless we solve that with some creativity. And despite the fact that a body had just vaporized on stage,
they figured that what he was doing was so ill-conceived, so bad, that his body self-destructed from just the absolute levels of cringe he was projecting into the world. I would buy it.
So I tried the same thing on the King, shooting him in the leg, then hiding. But every time he'd aggro, then somehow find me no matter where I was. Then I tried throwing grenades, didn't work. Getting a better angle, didn't work. Moving Raoul outside because he was accidentally gunning down everyone in the front office. I had high hopes for that one. What I did learn is that as soon as the King takes damage, he will never stop looking for the player. And because Rex follows him the whole time, we can't just walk out and confront him without aggroing the entire building and everyone outside. But what if I was doing this entirely wrong? I'd been trying to hide from the King so he wouldn't find me. So instead, I banked that he would do exactly that, no matter the obstacle, even if that obstacle is 27 landmines.
Single-mindedness is a good character trait to have, but not like this.
Promise. macabre just a riot.
I carefully moved the body one room over, then discreetly ate it in the middle of the hallway. So
There you
now,
go.
no more house and no more king, leaving just President Kimball and Caesar. Of the
Okay.
two, Kimball is our next target, because we don't want the Legion hostile to us yet. Meeting President Kimball comes from a quest offered by Yes Man to protect the president from a Legion assassination attempt. But the quest comes after we meet all 4 minor factions, assuming the NCR still likes us. So first up on the list is the White Glove Society. The building also just happens to be a casino. They don't have but what they do have is excellent taste. Walking into the front lobby, we meet our new best friend, Mortimer. Now normally, to find out what's going on in the White Glove Society, we need careful investigation, talking to different characters, and really using our brain. But Mr. Ramsey is in fact so evil and so blatantly a cannibal that the literal second we meet this stranger, he tells us,
I'm in a bind. I've been planning an exquisite society dinner, but there's a bit of a problem with the main course.
Oh?
He's got a powerful and temperamental father.
As it turns out, Mortimer has accidentally kidnapped the wrong person for dinner. The goal is to convince the son that this was all just a silly misunderstanding, so we can free him and help.
My daddy's gonna kill all you bastards once he finds out what you done to me.
You are 29 years old. My daddy.
What the hell took you so long? It's just one damn hotel. What kind of sick bastards would eat a person?
As for the powerful Brahmin Lord Father, I did what any self-respecting person would do. Framed him for the murder of his own son and reported him to the new military police.
It is my duty to inform you that murder is a serious crime.
Yes.
Stand back, stand back, stand back, stand back, citizens.
With the streets of New Vegas a little safer, that completed the White Glove Society questline for Yes Man, leaving us with the Great Khans, the Brotherhood of Steel, and the Boomers. Fast traveling to Good Springs. We need to cross through a valley of definitely nothing bad. These animals also have a lesser known weakness: nuclear bombs. Ain't that right, Raoul? A bit further in, and we reach the Red Rock Canyon, home to the Great Khans. Allow me to sum up all my interactions with the Khans in a single word.
Yay!
In my
that
defense,
works.
Their weapons do sell for a lot of money. Plus, all their leaders happen to be in one room. What a nice family dinner. I think I'll join you from over here.
There you go.
So with the Great Khans befriended, we moved on to the Boomers, located at the New Vegas airbase. But getting to them is a slightly more complicated matter, because preceding the airbase, meet George.
You better slow down, or you'll get blown up like the rest of the idiots who thought they'd scavenge in Boomer territory. Now that I've got your attention, might you be interested in a little information? It'll cost you, but it's well worth the investment.
Is he about to give me a crypto scam?
Now, I denied George's help because I thought, how bad could it be? Well,
bad.
It's pretty bad. Approaching the airbase triggers an intermittent mortar bombardment, firing shells for a good 10 to 20 seconds, stopping, then starting again.
Nice.
So I went back to George and enlisted his aid, coming in the form of detailed instructions. But what George didn't account for is that I'm kind of an idiot. My attempts at following his instructions were poorly executed, to say the least. I did try entering a maintenance tunnel to the side by zigzagging the mortars, fighting my way through an army of feral ghouls and landmines, getting to the end, then realizing I entered through the exit. That left only one feasible option: my way. Phase 1.
If it doesn't have a Payday soundtrack, it's not good enough.
Sit through the train tunnel, hugging the rock formation along the way. Phase 2, we
Phase
keep running as the mortars begin. Phase 3, both my legs are crippled by the mortars. But now, phase 4 of my master plan. I eat all the food in my inventory.
Yes!
One thing I know about Bethesda games, it's that if you eat enough food, you become God. Mortar fire and broken legs mean nothing to a man regenerating 2 times his max health every second.
Lizzo is immortal in the Fallout universe.
Boomers were quite surprised Mr. Ramsey made it to the gate. I wasn't. Letting us into the compound, we met their leader and learned some valuable lore. They view everyone else as savages. I approve. Have a museum dedicated to all the stuff they've blown up. I approve.
There we go.
Get this, the Boomers have bombs. I tried my best to ally them, but it's kind of hard when most of their quests require specific skills. The only good deed I was qualified for was teaching a kid how to defend himself by offering him Psycho. Then
there
I
you
left
go.
and never returned. That just
Drugs are bad, okay?
leaves the Brotherhood of Steel, power armor fetishists who dwell deep underground in a top secret hidden bunker that I located by looking on the map. And just in case I wasn't completely sure already, 4 Brotherhood of Steel Paladins appeared and opened fire. But Wizard of Oz cosplayers are the least of my concerns, because
when you have a nuke, things typically aren't problems that are problems. Many nukes solve most of the problems of the Wasteland.
Breaking into one of the bunkers, we get ambushed by Paladin Ramos, stripping us of our weapons and armor, installing an explosive collar around my neck, and telling us to go handle an NCR Ranger investigating outside. So of course, I just straight up didn't do that, having the Ranger remove our bomb collar and eliciting a hostile response from the Brotherhood. That is, stepping on the 5 landmines that I put in front of the door. So if I were to rate my experience with the Brotherhood of Steel, assault, kidnapping, coercion, and just general douchebaggery. Of all the people that...
That's typical Brotherhood of Steel for you. At the end of the day, it's just good with mini nukes. Like, I never understood why people would want to join the Brotherhood of Steel in any game that they've been in, because they've always been colossal dicks.
Could mess with. The decision to choose Hannibal Ramsey was not a good one. Secret bunker, my ass. Because the Brotherhood is very technologically savvy, they installed a self-destruct button in their bunker. It's genius, really. All I needed was the access codes from 2 specific elders, but because I didn't know who, I decided to exercise caution and just kill everyone. With the bunker counting down to fiery immolation, I sprinted as fast as I could to loot their medicine cabinets.
Of course.
Hurried down the hallway to check every single locker in their bedroom until I finally stripped a paladin of their power armor, then strolled out practically over encumbered Brotherhood of Steel more like dust. After selling 5 sets of power armor to Chet in Goodsprings, we returned to Yes Man to tell him the news. His reactions are questionable, like telling him I blew up the Brotherhood bunker.
You really know how to make a robot happy. Seriously, you just made my day.
Or the
There is a level of concern when the robot is that happy. I'm just saying.
I'd paid a visit to the White Glove Society.
They have a refined sense of taste.
Meeting the 5 tribes brings us to our next and most important quest, President Kimball's assassination. Over the past few hours, I've been doing some side quests to increase our NCR reputation. If it's too low, the quest to meet President Kimball gets skipped, and there's no other way to meet him. That means showing up to Camp McCarran, accepting bounties, talking with Corporal Betsy, then Cook, outing a Legion spy, defusing explosives, stealing from an orphan, dragging a dead NCR Ranger across the wasteland, and finally interrogating a Centurion by calling him names. Through all this, we've been tasked with showing up to the NCR President's speech at Hoover Dam, the main battle site between the Legion and the NCR. Across the river is the Legion's fort, home of our next target. So for now, we can just sit back, relax, and enjoy President Kimball's speech.
At everyone.
There we go.
Oh no, someone shot Kimball.
Oh no.
That's terrible. Mr. President, get down. That's 3 down, 1 to go.
There we go.
Mr. House and the King were fairly straightforward, and President Kimball didn't require any direct involvement, Caesar is a little more difficult, residing in the most defended location of the 4, at the very top of the Legion fort. The thing is, you can't just walk there. All the way south is a Legion outpost.
Mini nukes.
It's called Cottonwood Cove, which has a raft you can take to the fort. Both Cottonwood Cove and the fort itself boast masses of legionnaires, centurions, and praetorian guards, enough such that we need an upgrade. We need power armor and power armor training, which is normally obtained through the Brotherhood of Steel. Not really an option. Or the followers of the Apocalypse, whose base is in Freeside, and that's a casino. In Freeside, we can find the followers.
Let's
with
go.
them a potential companion, Arcade Gannon. Initially, he refuses to answer questions about his past, citing
only to obfuscate my past association with a fascist paramilitary organization.
Okay.
I'm joking, of course.
Spoiler, he was not joking. By taking him to a bunch of specific locations, it cheeses his trust to go higher and gives you a quest to gather up some people, meet in a secret Illuminati bunker, and then beat this guy to death for power armor. Which means we're finally ready to meet Caesar by fighting through the Legion, the toughest, the strongest, the most powerful, and the dumbest. By killing Legion assassins sent after us, I could just equip their armor, then stroll into Cottonwood Cove. And when confronted by a random legionary, Raoul shot and killed him. Nobody cared. Even
I'm good with it, strangely enough.
And the raft captain knew exactly who we were and let us go anyways. But perhaps most egregiously, the gatekeeper, who takes all of our drugs and weapons. The same drugs.
No, stop it. Leave it alone. You can, okay, he's wanting the platinum chip.
And weapons I just dumped into the box next to him and pulled out 3 seconds later. I guess the real gatekeepers were the friends we made along the way.
True.
Whose weapons he also did not take. With the grand opening of the gate, we have free range straight to Caesar until Raoul shot and killed another legionary. Somehow nobody noticed. Yeah, okay.
I just don't think anybody cared. They just don't care there. They're on Xanax.
Okay, you're gonna wait here, because up on the hill is the big man himself. And as we approach Caesar's tent, there's a few things to do. First, drink 55 Nuka-Colas. Second, consume the entire Wasteland supply of Psycho. And last but most importantly, equip that power armor, because we will need it to survive. And, I don't mean against the Legion.
Yes. For God and country. It's no longer an issue.
Today, we have turned an unlivable hellhole into a somehow even less livable hellhole.
Yay!
And I, for one, am proud. With Caesar dead and consumed, we've achieved our objective, completing the Meat of Champions challenge. But there's still one thing I'm forgetting to do.
What's that?
A necessity for any New Vegas playthrough.
What is that?
Vegas.
No, not you. Hello, General Oliver. How do you do?
Huh. Wake up. Go to store. Sell 400-year-old aluminum tray. Hit storekeeper with hammer. Bring storekeeper's body to other storekeeper. Sell storekeeper's body. Rinse and repeat. War pugs, this is how the economy works in the Wasteland, and you must be prepared for it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed yourself this little walk around of the Wasteland. I love this shirt, by the way. I wear it anytime I'm out that I have a chance to. If this shirt's available, I'm taking it out, okay? Guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed, because honestly, this was a refreshing thing for me. I have never played New Vegas, not once. I have watched people play New Vegas countless times, and at this point, I really want to install it and get going through it. Because, frankly, it's one of the best games ever, by everyone's statement, and I'd love to give it a shot. I have it sitting on my Steam, never been installed. This is why I can't have nice things for pugs, because I'm too stupid. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Check the links in the description below for all the Grim Kleaper's links. I am symbolically challenged, syllabically challenged, and stupid. Oh God, I'm having a rough one today English-wise. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. All the Grim Kleaper's links are going to be in the description down below, especially his sponsorship for Factor. Give it a shot. If you want some meals, give it a shot. 50% off is not a bad deal. Okay, it really isn't a bad deal. And until next time, just know that I'm here for you, War Pugs, and the War Crime Cat is as well. Currently, she's sitting over there on the mattress, but she's here for you as well. And she loves you. She just doesn't know how to show it. I'll catch you guys next time. Join as a member of Patreon for early access. I hope you guys have a great day.